Hello there, friends, and welcome to episode 31 of That One Gaming Podcast. I'm Colin, otherwise known as Delicious Morsels, and here today with me is Lucas, aka Carnevil9. How are you today, Lucas?
Doing good.
All right, and we've also got Neal, better known as VMK89. How are you today, Neal?
Doing well.
Excellent. So if you are new to this podcast, welcome. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, Google, or one of the many other podcasting platforms out there where the three of us get together every other week to talk about a variety of topics in the world of gaming. And also, are you on Discord? Because we have a Discord that you can join absolutely free and hang out with us, talk to all of us, and get the option to write in and interact with the podcast. The link for that is in the description below. Hope to see you there. But anyway, this week we're going to take a look at a game that was right at the forefront of the 2000s indie game boom. That one game, Cave Story. Developed over the course of 5 years by lone developer Daisuke Pixel Amaya, the game first released in Japan as freeware in 2004, and later seeing a worldwide release of sorts thanks to the unofficial translation made by the Aeon Genesis team in 2005. Praised as a love letter to classic exploration-based games like Metroid, Cave Story was eventually picked up by indie game publisher Nicalis to bring the game to the Wii, DSi, and 3DS. An enhanced version titled Cave Story Plus was later released for PC, Mac, Linux, and Switch, and additionally, a full 3D remake was also released for the 3DS titled Cave Story 3D. Gameplay consists of 2D action platforming with a wide variety of different weapons to add to the player's arsenal. Each weapon is also capable of upgrading up to 2 times, increasing its power and altering its firing pattern. Also of note is the game's addition of 3 different endings. One such ending, considered the true ending, is only possible if the player meets certain criteria throughout their playthrough, in addition to surviving an extremely difficult secret level and boss fights. But before we get into our main topic discussion, at the front of our episodes, we always like to talk about what we've been playing since the last one. So, Lucas, what have you been playing?
Well, earlier today I was playing a little bit of Cave Story, because I told you guys I was going to get a save file for the Sacred Grounds, so you could try it out. And while I was at it, I decided to try my hand at Sacred Grounds a couple more times, and I got rusty since I recorded the footage for this playthrough. At least I made it through the first room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just a little bit of Earthbound and, well, more Rubik's Cubing. Because I ordered some puzzles last Saturday and they arrived Friday. So,
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a Chi-Yi 8x8, a Mofang Jiaoxi 9x9, Mofang Jiaoxi Meilong 5M 5x5 cube. Because my old 5x5 was kind of a piece of junk. And got 3 for fun puzzles. The Master Pyraminx, which is like a higher order of the original Pyraminx, like the 4x4 equivalent. Then there's a Moyu Fisher Cube, which is like a mass-produced version of the original Fisher Cube, which is like the original Rubik's Shape mod made by Tony Fisher.
Huh.
Best way to describe it is like it turns the axis of the cube by about 45 degrees, so the 3x3 cuts line up with the corners rather than like parallel to the edges. And a Polaris cube, which the Polaris cube is a mess, but it's a very fun cube to solve. It's a corner turning puzzle, kind of like a cube, but in order to turn it, you have to it has corners that you can rotate independently, So you have to turn them about a half a turn, and then it'll let you do cube turns on it, and it's gross, but it's a very fun puzzle to solve. Yeah, 8x8 and 9x9 take way too long to solve, by the way.
Yeah, I can't even solve the basic one still.
I know a guy. I mean, I did teach my own wife. How you know Becca's a keeper. She let me teach her how to solve a Rubik's Cube.
Learns the cube.
And she's also like on board with the idea of potentially switching to Linux as well. So like,
Nice.
yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Nice. What about Neal?
I've been playing a lot of Cave Story. That's
It's a
been
good
fun.
game.
Yeah, I wasn't very good at it. We'll get into it. Also,
Sorry.
I've been playing Minecraft. Speaking of our Discord, two of the people that were that joined our Discord very recently, Diablo and B-Man, have both crossed over into my Minecraft server.
All right.
And are now playing. Last week, Monday, Diablo joined because B-Man did not yet have Minecraft until this past week. And initially, we went out to find a cave very far away from spawn so that we could get the new terrain. And,
Tell us the story of the cave.
Oh, well, not that cave story, but there was some tragedy in the story.
Oh no.
We ended up finding a cool village that ended up becoming Diablo and eventually B-Man's home. And underneath was a really awesome cave that we started peeking into. We saw a really cool ravine / mine shaft. And Diablo was looking in, and Crystal came to look as well, and she might have accidentally pushed Diablo off the cliff.
Murderer!
It was an accident. It was just manslaughter. It was great. Unfortunately, he did lose a shulker box that had a bunch of stuff in it.
Oh no.
That was the main loss. Fortunately, I had a bunch of extras, so I just gave him an extra one. But yeah, that was a thing that happened. So yeah, B-Man will be back on the episode of Minecraft Monday that will come out day before this podcast. Hopefully he'll be there for another Minecraft Monday. If not, we'll be looking to get netherite upgrades because I figured out in between the time of this last podcast and this one that the netherite armor upgrade system is totally different than it used to be in 120. They added a netherite upgrade template that you can find in bastions. You have to upgrade in addition to a netherite ingot, which, in case you don't know, a netherite ingot in Minecraft, you have to find 4 ancient debris under the bottom of the nether, and the intended route is to use fire resistance potions and swim around in lava, which is super dangerous, so nobody does it. And instead, they use explosives using TNT and beds both to just blow up the very bottom layer of the nether and just reveal ancient debris that way. And then you have to have 4 of them in gold, and then you have to smelt it, and then you finally get 1 netherite ingot.
Oh boy.
So now in addition to that, you also have to find at least 1 netherite upgrade template in a bastion, which is the hardest dungeon in the nether, filled with angry piglins that will try to kill you. And yeah, it's going to be way more difficult. And it's compounded for us by the fact that our world has never been updated. So we're going to have to find a bastion that hasn't been looted yet, which is...
Oh no.
Yeah. So we're going to have to go nether searching on a Minecraft Monday at some point.
Adventure time.
Yeah. But yeah, Minecraft certainly has provided some challenges recently.
Yeah.
Nice. That's what keeps it interesting.
Yes.
Yep.
So, Colin, what have you been playing?
Well, I guess I could just roll with the joke and say I've been playing Cave Story. Because, yeah. But no, just this past week, I played through Mega Man 2 for the first time. And
Congratulations.
it's the first time I ever beat a Mega Man game. And I would not have beat it if Legacy Collection didn't have a rewind function, because holy crap. There's some very old game hard stuff in that game.
Yeah, there is.
It probably also didn't help that I went through in a very not at all optimal in any way, shape, or form boss order.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff I struggled with, I probably wouldn't have struggled as much with if I had gone in a different order.
Yeah.
But I did what you're supposed to do when you first play a Mega Man game, and I just went in blind.
Yep.
You don't look up the boss order on your first time through a Mega Man game. That just wrecks it. You gotta go in blind, give it a try at least once.
Yep.
So I did. And yeah, it was hard, but also easier than I thought it would be. Like, there were very specific parts of the game that are like extremely freaking difficult, but overall, like, the majority of the game, I was actually surprised I wasn't struggling as much with it as I thought I would. I
Yeah.
think there was what level is it? Is it Flashman? No, it's
Quick Man, probably.
Quick Man. Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
thinking that
I went to Quick
games?
Man before. Yeah, I went to Quick Man stage before Flashman stage, and Flashman's weapon gives you the ability to get through Quick Man stage more easily, and I didn't know that. So
Yep.
I just spammed the living daylights out of that rewind function until I got the timing right for some of that platforming in that level, and then just basically made it through there that way. That was the hardest level for me, was Quick Man, but like I said, it was only hard because I didn't have the weapon that would have made it easier.
Yeah. It's definitely doable without the flash stopper, but like I've been
You need to have frame perfect timing. Literally.
kinda, yeah.
It literally frame perfect. Like, it's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
Like, basically how it works, for those that don't know, is like there's a couple portions in that level where you are descending down platforms, but there are like these beams that come in from the sides of the screen, and they come in inward. So if they touch you, you die. So you're supposed to descend
Right.
down to the bottom of the stage without getting hit by any of these beams, and literally without the item from Flashman's stage, you have to be frame perfect in your timing, otherwise you won't make it through it. It's crazy. But yeah, I also played a little bit of Halo Reach this morning on my Steam Deck.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
On your Steam Deck, you say.
Yeah, because a few months ago, Microsoft finally, 343, they finally patched the game because there was something funky going on with the anti-cheat that made it incompatible with Steam Deck, and they finally patched it to make it work properly. So I installed it on there, and I played through the first couple missions this morning, and it runs great. I can't run it on the highest settings, obviously, because Steam Deck, but just running it on the normal preset, it runs good. It's pretty much a mostly stable 30 plus FPS.
We as a society have evolved past the need for Microsoft.
Ha 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 ha.
Switch to Linux now.
But yeah, I never thought, I mean, I was playing it on my TV, but obviously it's on the Steam Deck. I can take it portably. It's like I never thought in my life I'd be playing Halo portably.
Yeah.
It's just such a cool thing to have now. I love it.
Yeah.
Being able to just pick it up and it's like, I want to play through a couple levels in Halo Combat Evolved. Well, here we go. I can just do it wherever now. It's great.
Yeah.
I love it. I love Halo. Halo is great.
It is.
Except modern Halo, everything after Halo 4 has just been not great, and it sucks. Some people would say everything after Halo Reach was not great, and it sucks. because that was the last Bungie made Halo game.
Yeah.
But I liked Halo 4. So that one gets a pass from me. But Halo 5,
I have
bad.
yet to play Halo 4.
It's really good. I think that's another one with 4-player co-op. I think we got to play that one together too.
Yeah, we
Sometime.
might have to.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Halo 5 got rid of couch co-op, and it's never been the same ever since.
Yep. But yeah, Halo 4, my brother and I went to the midnight release for it. It released on my brother's birthday.
Happy birthday.
2012? I think it was 2012. Might have been 2011. Anyway, it released on my brother's birthday, so we went to the midnight release for the game, came back home, and just played all the way through the campaign co-op. Just stayed up all night. So much fun. I think finally we were like probably one level from the end of the game, and finally my brother was like, I gotta go to sleep, I'm too tired. And I'm like, dude, come on. So it was like, okay, fine. So we went to sleep and woke up the next day, and then my mom came to pick him up, and then I picked up the game from where we left off, and yeah, it was like one level from the end of the game. I'm like, dang it, we could have pushed through and beat it together.
Yep.
But you can't get those kind of experiences from Halo anymore, or many games at all anymore. The experience of just sitting next to someone and playing through a campaign together. Like, it's sad that is just lost.
Man, has your brother just been like an old man from birth or something?
Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's really hard to get him to do stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm too tired.
Yeah. Well, we went and seen Killswitch Engaged and August Burns Red at a venue nearby us, and like after August Burns Red set, he was just kind of like, "Yeah, I'm feeling pretty tired."
Yeah. It's like, wake up.
Like,
enjoy life.
You didn't even have a kid yet.
Right? Yeah.
You're too young to be tired.
Oh man. Yeah, but I've also been playing Fortnite. Been playing Fortnite. I've been enjoying it. Why is this a good game? I finally got to the end of the battle pass and unlocked the Optimus Prime skin. So I completed what I set out to do.
We did it, Reddit.
You would think it's like, all right, I did what I set out to do. Now I'm done, right? It's like, nope, still playing. It's still fun. I almost won a match yesterday, which was actually, like, I've gotten a lot of really close ones. Like, I am frequently in the top 10. But every time I get down to like the last 3, it's like, that's where I choke every time. But this time it was me and one other person, and then it came around the corner, and my first couple shots went over his head because I was like, oh shoot, there he is, sort of thing. And he had a more powerful gun than me, so he was able to knock my shields out faster and kill me for the win. But it's like, it's so close. But this game is so fun, and I think I don't play a lot of multiplayer shooters anymore, or just multiplayer games in general, because they're just extremely frustrating, especially when you're playing them by yourself. Because you got the people that do nothing but play these games, so they're really good at them. And I am all right. I've just got the experience that I built up by playing through campaigns and stuff since I was like freaking 11 years old playing the original Halo and stuff. So, I mean, I'm okay, but I'm not nearly as good as someone that plays it every single day because that's their main game. But what I like about Fortnite in particular is just, I think it's the Battle Royale format I actually kind of really like, because you don't get the chance to get frustrated with it, because once you die, you're out of the game. So, like, any opportunity that you have to get in there and just like get like really worked up, you're given a break. It just forces you to take a break, which is kind of nice.
You're not committed to like sticking around a match while someo's racking up whatever kill streak to nuke.
Yeah, like you don't have like in your traditional like online multiplayer like your Call of Duties or your Halo, where you respawn and then the same guy is shooting you and killing you over and over and over again, and you don't have that kind of buildup of stress in a game like Fortnite. So I kind of that's kind of the thing that's kind of keeping me enjoying it more, especially. And then never mind just the absolute ridiculousness of it, just like having Optimus Prime shooting at Venom, shooting at Spider-Man, shooting at Luke Skywalker and stuff, like just like all the crazy mashups that they've done with this game. It's like one of the craziest mashes of IP on the planet. And somehow it works. It's great. Just last night I was flipping through the player store and the John Cena stuff came up in rotation.
Yes.
and they have the emote, the "you can't see me" emote.
Hell yeah.
So I bought it. So I have Optimus Prime doing the John Cena "you can't see me" emote. And it's got the song and everything in the background too. The ba ba da ba 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 da ba. Oh my god!
You can't see me. My time is now.
It's so great. This game is so stupid, but I love it.
I might have to try it now.
It's so much fun. And like,
there's John Cena, and I love professional wrestling.
Yeah, it's great. There's like you can play as John Cena as well. I just bought the emote, but you could also play as John Cena.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. But yeah, Fortnite.
I hate that this game is the reason why Unreal Tournament died, but this game just looks too much fun from everything you've shared of it.
It's so good. There was a Deadpool emote of cooking a chimichanga in a microwave, and the longer you sit there, it just catches on fire inside the microwave.
Yeah.
So I had that with Optimus Prime as well, just sitting there watching a chimichanga combust inside of a microwave. Yep. He's just sitting there like tapping his feet on the ground, standing there watching it.
It's perfectly fitting. Optimus Prime is a robot. He wouldn't know how to operate a microwave. He doesn't eat food.
It's so stupid, but I love this game. Like it's fun. And another nice thing about it is like matches you're in and out just like super fast. Like I think that the maximum match time is like 15 minutes.
Oh, that's not
so it's really easy to get in and out. And then obviously sometimes you die in the first 5 minutes. Sometimes you die the second you land on the ground because somebody's freaking 5 feet from you and he got a gun first. But then other times you make it all the way to the end only to choke when you're trying to shoot the last person to win the game.
Yeah.
But I've never found myself, in all the time I've put into it over the last couple of months, I haven't found myself frustrated with it at all. Just because, like I said, like once you're eliminated from a match, you get a moment to cool down. And I think that's really important.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it, don't it?
Plus, you get the satisfaction of Fortnite dancing on the 12-year-old kid's corpse.
Yes. Oh my god. Well, like I was actually like getting in a lot of firefights more than usual in that last match that I played that I almost won. Usually I'll see like 3 or 4 people over the course of a match, but this time I was almost at 10 kills by the end of that match. I was like, oh wow. Nice. But one of them, this guy tried to sneak up on me. I caught him in the act, gunned him down, and then went into the John Cena emote. You can't see me.
All right.
Flexing. Oh. I don't anticipate this being the final time I talk about Fortnite on this podcast. It may be a recurring thing.
Yeah.
But let's get on. Let's get on with the show here, though. Move on to our new segment as of a couple episodes ago. Hey, listeners!
Hey, listen!
Where, if you're in our Discord, we give you a prompt before each episode airs to respond to, and this week we were just asking for your thoughts on the game Cave Story. And much to Lucas's sadness, not many members of our Discord have actually played this game yet.
That hurts so much.
So we got one response from Sheik, and they say, game good. I like shooting down to move vertically. A+ game mechanic should be in more games. And yes, I loved that feature.
Yes.
The level 3 machine gun, I just loved that thing so much. Just, I was floating around all the levels with it and all that. It was so much fun to play with.
Yeah,
Absolutely should be in more games.
it
Yeah.
really should.
It is a
Like-
fun mechanic.
Yeah. Or like rocket jumping type mechanics, or like the machine gun flying in Cave Story, really should be in more games.
Yeah. Yeah, similarly, well, not really similarly, but there's like the grenade jump type thing in Metroid, and you could actually grenade jump in Halo if you don't kill yourself.
Ah,
But yeah, a grenade will give you a little bit of a boost to your jump height in Halo as well.
yeah.
But obviously, you've got to time that really well if you don't kill yourself.
Yep.
But yeah, that just segues us right into, let's just get into the main topic, talking about the game Cave Story,
Yeah.
which is available on many, many platforms.
Yep.
But yet,
Yeah. As we mentioned, it's available on PC and also the Wii, the DSiWare port, there's 3DS version. There's Cave Story 3D, the 3D remake on on the 3DS. There's Cave Story Plus on PC, Mac, Linux, the Switch. There's also the NX Engine ports, which are open source SDL reimplementation of Cave Story's game engine. Which, available on like Haiku and Aros and MorphOS and Amiga OS and like more OSs that you even know about.
yeah, it's been kind of spread out.
Yep. If it exists, it's been ported to it almost. It's turned into one of those games, which is all the more shocking that like everyone else that commented on our Hey Listeners segment for question for this game was like, we've never heard of this game.
Yeah, like for me in particular, like I haven't played it until we were getting ready for this podcast. This is the first time I played it, but the name, I had always heard the name, but just didn't have the right game associated with it.
Same here.
Because way back when I was in high school, I played this online MMO type game called Maple Story.
I've
Right.
played
You guys,
that.
you guys remember Maple Story?
I kind of remember Maple Story. I never played it.
So
Yeah.
for
I
whatever
remember seeing
reason,
things.
yeah, whatever reason, I forgot that, and just over the years, like the name Cave Story and what I remember of playing Maple Story just kind of meshed into one thing. So whenever I would hear Cave Story come up, my brain always went to Maple Story. And it wasn't until like very recently that I was like, oh, wait a minute, they're different games.
Yep.
So that definitely contributed to me not having not played it sooner for sure.
So, my not knowing or associating the wrong game with it, my brain did a much more logical screw up because I first heard of Cave Story back in high school, and around that time was when like Minecraft and Terraria were very popular indie games.
Yeah.
So I just assumed it was in that genre.
Yeah.
And
It was probably about the time that I first discovered Cave Story through a Nintendo Power Magazine article of all things.
yeah, you know what? I probably heard of it through you, honestly.
Rob.
'Cause that would have been about the time you were in high school buddies with me and some of our other friends.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd first heard of it through a Nintendo Power Magazine article because it was when Nicalis was porting Cave Story to the Wii for a WiiWare title. And
Mhm.
then a friend of mine in my automated accounting class told me, it's like, this is a PC game, right? You can just download it for free and you don't have to wait for them to finish porting it. It was like, oh, okay.
Nice.
Well, I'll just do that then. And as mentioned in our little intro bit, it's an English translation made by the team at Aeon Genesis. Been around since 1999 doing Japanese to English translations of games of all sorts. You might, through other completely unrelated to Cave Story means, you might know Gideon Z, the founder of Aeon Genesis actually, has contributed some work to the Mother 3 translation project.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
so yeah. Game is definitely very much a love letter to like classic Nintendo exploration-based platformers.
Yeah, it definitely felt like a Metroid game in many regards.
Yeah.
Especially just like picking up different weapons with different abilities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just like the overall level layout also felt very Metroidy to me.
Right. Yeah, and just the aesthetic sort of like being trapped in a cave of sorts.
Right.
Yeah. You take control of a little robot named Quote who wakes up not remembering a dang thing. Go find the first cave and go find your first weapon, which is the Polar Star.
It shoots things.
It shoots things.
It shoots things.
It's a little pea shooter, really. It's like your default Mega Buster or Samus's Power Beam.
Yeah, like as you upgrade it by collecting little Doritos, the little orange triangles that we call Doritos because they look like a Dorito.
Yep.
But as you increase its level, the beam it blasts gets bigger and stronger. And like the first time I got the thing to level 2, I was like, whoa. And then you get to level 3 and it's like firing a blast the size of your sprite.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
Yep. So yeah, Cave Story has a very unique weapon mechanic where each of your weapons gets weapon experience. Yeah, you collect little power crystals, which have been nicknamed by the community as Doritos because they are orange triangles, and that's just what Doritos are, really. The game has a very unique weapon loadout. Like, you've got the Polar Star, which is like your basic default Mega Buster Power Beam type weapon. You also get missiles, though, which is appropriately Metroid. You get a weapon called the Fireball, which is very Super Mario Brothers Fireball-esque. You fire it, it shoots a fireball that bounces along the ground.
Yep, and then that one, it took me a second to figure out that you can only have 3 fireballs at once, like at a time
what's
on the
going
screen.
on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you fire
Yeah.
yeah, because it was like getting really annoying. Like I'll fire it 3 times and it just stops shooting until the fireballs actually collide with something.
Yep.
Right.
I was like, oh, once I figured that out, it's like it made like that's one of the strongest weapons you can use at times especially for certain bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially level 3 when the fireballs get nice and blue and hot.
Yeah. See, there's also the Bubbler, which is a very interesting weapon.
I love the Bubbler.
It starts out just like it shoots a single bubble that pops maybe like 2 or 3 blocks away from you. Then gets to level 2 and it turns into a fully automatic bubble dispensing machine, basically. And then once you get to level 3, it becomes one of the most coolest, unique weapons of a video game that I have played.
Yeah, it's really cool. I didn't even know that at first that you could hold down the button to like spread out a bunch of bubbles. I was just like mashing the button. And even then, it was like that they basically turned into freaking spikes almost.
Yep.
But
It basically like forms a cloud of bubbles, and then once you get about 15, if I remember correctly, on screen, the bubbles start popping, and they will shoot in the direction that you are aiming, and do about the same damage as the level 3 Polar Star, and can also break blocks like the level 3 Polar Star can, which is very nice because if you can mash quick enough, then like you can fire that almost at the same rate as the machine gun, which is actually the next weapon you encounter in the game. So machine gun is very cool,
Yeah.
as we hinted towards. And just like every other weapons, 3 levels. Level 1's just a very basic machine gun. Level 2's machine gun, but better. But level 3 allows you to fly around or provide yourself some extra momentum because of the recoil of the machine gun. So you can float around stages by shooting downwards with the machine gun. And that's very fun.
yeah. And then later on, you get the turbocharger, which increases the rate that it recharges its ammo. So basically, like the machine gun, it's got like a limited ammo, but it recharges as you're not firing. But
Huh.
with the turbocharger, it doubles the rate that it recharges. So it actually recharges twice as fast as you can shoot it. So you could basically just like hover indefinitely with the turbocharger.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Also, after the machine gun is the blade, which is a very cool weapon.
I
Look,
like the blade really, really freaking helped in later areas. Namely,
Yeah.
I think I used it a lot in the final boss actually.
oh, I
Just because
believe that.
level 3 blade is just so good.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yep.
Plus, you
Yeah.
see what's his name, Kurako?
King.
Or is that King? Okay.
Yeah.
King's face shows up.
Yeah.
The Ghost of King.
Level 1 is a small sword. Level 2 is a larger sword. And then level 3,
You basically summon the spirit of King, which I guess spoilers, he dies in trying to protect his fellow Mimigas. But yeah, you summon the spirit of King and he charges forward or whatever direction that you're aiming in and does like a wide swipe essentially.
Yep.
So it's really good for clearing out like many enemies all clustered together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which happens a lot in this game.
It does.
Yep.
I will say that when
when timed correctly, it can like attack the entire screen basically.
Yeah.
Yes. I will say that when I got the blade, I was like really hyped to actually have a melee weapon in this game.
No,
And
it
it was
wasn't.
like, and then it wasn't.
Yep.
It's more of a boomerang than a sword, but I
Kinda,
mean,
yeah.
it kills mostly everything in one hit, regardless. So
Yes.
it's really good.
Yep. Then, at that point in the game, there's like a hidden weapon, and then there's a couple alternate choices for your Polar Star. Because when you get the machine gun, you trade away your Polar Star, the starting
Mhm.
weapon, to Curly. And then if you don't make that trade and then get to the shopkeeper that gives you the turbocharger for the machine gun with the Polar Star, he'll make you an offer of, hey, if you trade me your Polar Star and your Fireball, I can make a new weapon for you. And that weapon is the Snake.
Huh.
The Snake is very cool because it is essentially the wave beam from Metroid.
Nice.
At
Does it
level
go through
1,
walls?
it does.
Ooh. Maybe I should have held out for the snake.
Yep. Level 1, it fires just like a straight shot forward. Then level 2 and 3, it becomes more and more traditional wave beam like, with level 3 going like all the way across the screen in a wave pattern. And then if your incredibly persistent. It's like, no, I don't think I want the snake, and make your way all the way back to the Mimiga village with the Polar Star and get the booster 2.0. You can go back to the first cave, and the hermit gunsmith will be very upset that someone stole his Polar Star, and
Oops,
He'll-
it was me.
then suddenly he'll see how like he'll like have a change of heart. It's like, you and that gun have been through a lot. I'll give it back to you, but I'm going to finish it first. And he returns the spur to you.
I did not get the
Which
spur.
Me either. I kept the machine gun.
the spur is very cool. So its default shot is the Polar Star's level 3 shot. And that's just its level 1 shot. And it behaves more like a charge weapon than the rest of the weapons in Cave Story. So, if you charge it up to level 2, it will fire like 2 small beams like the Polar Star's level 2 shot, but it'll fire just a beam across the screen. And then level 3, it will fire a beam like the size of the level 3 shot just all the way across the screen, and it deals a ton of damage. You can augment it in a sort of similar way to the turbocharger if you go back and visit the Gaudi in the shop in the labyrinth where you get the turbocharger. He gives you the whimsical star, which when you fully charge the spur, then it will unleash a bunch of stars that orbit around you that will deal chip damage to enemies.
Nice. That's useful.
Yeah. And then lastly is the secret weapon, the Nemesis.
Oh yeah, you can trade the blade for that, right?
Yep. So in the graveyard, there's a little man. And if you pick up the little man and bring him back to his house, he will make you an offer of, hey, that blade of yours looks pretty cool. Would you like to trade it for my cool gun? And if you agree to it, then you give up the blade, but you get the Nemesis. And the Nemesis is cool. It is functionally equivalent to Metroid's plasma beam. Like, it shoots lightning bolts that travel almost instantly across the screen. It's almost like a hit scan weapon.
Ooh.
And they go through enemies just like Metroid's plasma beam does.
Ooh.
The only catch is that if you level up the Nemesis, it becomes worse and worse.
Interesting.
Yep. So it's at full power at level 1. Shoots a big lightning bolt really fast across the screen. At level 2, it shoots a littler lightning bolt, maybe like halfway across the screen. And at level 3, it shoots rubber ducks.
What?
Yep.
Nice.
It
That's
is
great.
a goofy weapon, but also a very powerful weapon, and it's very useful during boss fights when, you know, you're going to be taking damage and losing your weapon energy a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really didn't like that about this game.
This game has some boss fights.
Well, I don't mind boss fights, yes, but your weapon goes down in quality when you take damage is really rough.
Yeah.
Like like it's really unique, it's really cool, but it gets very frustrating if you're not good at the game, which is where I was at.
Yeah, I found that there was one part where I was like really annoyed later in the game where there was a lot of red. Everything in the level was red. Like all the enemies were red. There was like blood dripping from the ceilings that damaged you. That was red because it was blood. Like it all started to blur together for me.
Yep.
And I was trying to get my blade back up to level 3 so I could get myself through there a little bit easier. And I just kept getting hit because everything was blurring together. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
You almost gotta like swap to a weapon you know you're not going to care about whether it has any.
Yeah.
Yeah. That, and I always like forget that when I'm collecting a mass amount of Doritos to switch to a weapon that needs to be leveled up.
Yeah.
There's so many times where I had like my rocket launcher sitting at level 1 and everything else is at max level. I'm sitting there with my machine gun max level, picking up all these Doritos. And they're doing
And
nothing.
nothing's
They're
happening, right?
doing nothing.
Yep.
I had the exact same thing with the rocket launcher as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, it's definitely a unique system though that I really enjoyed, despite the frustrating parts of it. It's still really fun just to see that progression kind of go up and not have to like wait until you're at a certain point in the game or anything for your weapons to be more powerful.
Yeah.
Right.
You could, in theory, have your most powerful variations of your weapons through the entire game if you're good.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's the weapon loadout. Should we talk about the story some?
Yeah.
As previously mentioned, like, quote, the player character kind of wakes up not remembering a thing in the first cave, and you find your first weapon, and then accidentally stumble upon the Mimiga village.
These things are rabbits, right?
They're rabbit-like creatures.
They do look like rabbits.
Yeah. So yeah, they're a friendly bunch, kind of goofy.
Yeah.
King reminds me of Knuckles and has always reminded me of Knuckles.
You know what? I can see that.
Yeah, me too.
He looks like he's seen some stuff.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Maybe his father walked into a wildfire.
And maybe he watched Sonic being kissed by a human girl.
Had to give him $10 for it.
Had to look on in horror.
Yep. Yeah. And uniquely, he's the only Mimiga you meet whose eyes are reddish.
Yeah. Why is that? I mean, I
Because
guess
he's always high.
It's suspected that he may have also at some point consumed a little bit of the red flowers.
Okay.
We'll talk about that.
Huh. I didn't really connect the dots on that until just now.
So you also meet Jack, who is like King's second in command.
Yeah.
There's another Mimiga who eats a lot. I forget his name. There's a Mimiga that likes to go fishing. And then there's Toriko, who is adorable. And is just trying to do her best. She made friends with Sue, who the rest of the Mimigas are not fond of, despite her Mimiga-like appearance. But Toriko likes Sue. If you go into the fishing pond, you find a pendant, and that was a pendant that Sue had given to Toriko. Then Toriko scurries away. When you go find her, that's when you meet one of our two recurring, air quotes, bad guys, Balrog.
Huzzah!
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 I love this guy.
Yep.
Balrog is great. He's got so much like Gilgamesh and Ultros energy in him. He's just
got his own theme music.
He does.
Which mystery doesn't get that?
Yeah, Balrog, I've seen described as a toaster, a bar of soap, a television set. He is very large and rectangular with little toaster slot press down lever thing arms, and kind of a lovable idiot. But then once you meet Balrog shortly after, his cohort Misery arrives. Just a witch with complete with magical powers, and she kidnaps Toriko, mistaking her for Sue, which is unfortunate. Then you you are given the option to fight Balrog. because after Misery disappears with Toriko, Balrog is actually asks you, it's like,
Do you want to fight?
and if you respond no, then he'll actually just go away.
It's like, oh, okay, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yep. At that point, it's usually better to fight him for the weapon energy anyways, so no big deal. But then, of course, Toriko being kidnapped causes a whole hubbub around the Mimiga village, which they don't know what to do about because they can't get into Arthur, Toriko's older brother's house. And inside that house is a teleporter to various places around the actual floating island in the sky that this cave is in. So you go find the cave or the key to Arthur's house at Arthur's grave, and you take off to the egg corridor. And after making your way all the way down, getting a hold of your lovely missile launcher that will make boss fights very easy for you for the rest of the game, you eventually meet Sue, who is a human girl that was turned into a Mimiga.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's all very strange.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if they ever actually addressed that either.
It was the doctor.
Of course, the doctor, the bad guy.
Yep.
He finds this weird helmet called the crown.
The Devil's Crown.
The devil's crown. And it makes him go wacky.
Yep. As it tends to do. It also gives the wearer of the crown control over Misery and Balrog.
Yes. So they are cursed. I will say I did just, when I got almost to the bad ending, I stopped at the sisters and just watched a long play, World of Long Plays, to get the rest of the story.
Yeah.
So I do know what happens in the Sacred Grounds when we get to that.
I also know what the Sacred Grounds is all about.
Yeah, I realized I probably should have just watched your long play of it, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Which you can find on the card that just appeared on the YouTube video if you're watching on YouTube.
Yep. I have all 3 endings on the long play. You just have to click on the card when they pop up.
It's also in the description of the video / podcast down below.
Yep. Yeah. You meet Sue. She fills you in on some of the details about the doctor and how it's a mad dash to get off of the island that you're on. And upon meeting Sue, she also reveals that there's a bunch of dragon eggs on the island, and that dragon egg number 0 in particular is like still good to hatch, which might come into play later. In the meantime, once you return to the Mimiga village, the Mimigas aren't too happy to see Sue again and put her in jail.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So, Sue persuades you to go to a area of the island known as Grass Town in order to rescue her brother, who has apparently been locked in.
He is very much locked in a room.
Yeah.
Poor Kazuma.
Oh boy, he's like, yeah, I got in here, and then I guess the doors rusted shut somehow.
I'm going to have to eat cockroaches to survive. Haha. Kazuma is actually the first person you meet in Cave Story because the game opens up with Kazuma trying to make contact via computer network on the island to Sue.
That was very confusing, out of context.
Yes. So yeah, you go to Grasstown to try and find Kazuma to try and explain this whole situation to everyone.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff that happens in Grasstown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like a lot of cool enemy designs show up here.
Yep.
Like the jellyfish. I mean the Metroids.
Yep.
Yeah,
There are Metroids in Cave Story, and I like
Yep.
the gravestones that you shoot them and they fire that little red ring. They freak out. And then when they die, they just turn into like a cartoon that just had something blow up in its face. Like they just go all black.
Yep.
With white eyes, yeah.
Yeah,
You
those
get
are
coal
fun.
from Santa.
Yeah.
That's true.
And
So yeah, part of fighting the jellyfish is you get jellyfish jelly, which lets you extinguish fires because apparently that's the only way Mamigas know how to extinguish their fires.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Yep.
Never thought to use water before.
Yep. Yeah, after finding the keys to Santa's house to let Santa back in because he's a putz and dropped his keys.
They were like freaking 3 feet from where he was standing too.
Yeah.
It's like I was expecting to have to go like halfway across the freaking stage for it. It's like right there. It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Really? It's like, granted, there's like a lot of the enemies crowded around it, but at the same time, it's like, dude, just run in there, grab it, and run, dude. It's right there.
I can't.
It was
critters
probably
are too scary.
He probably could have seen it from where he was standing. He was probably standing there staring at it the whole time, like, oh man, I really hope somebody would come around here, grab that thing for me, because it's like right there, but I don't know if I can make it.
Yep. So yeah, he tells you to go visit another Mamiga's house named Chaco, who her fireplace has a hole in the back of it that lets you travel further into Grasstown, which is odd.
Yeah, it's a very strange thing.
Yep.
You don't have holes behind your fireplaces? That's what I have here in this apartment.
Yeah. I don't. Mine you just get charcoal out of if you extinguish the fire. If you take the time to go all the way back to the Mamiga village to the meeting hall and put out the fire there, then you get the bubbler, and the bubbler's cool.
Bubbler is great.
I did not go back to the Mamiga village for that in time. I got the bubbler like right before I went to the egg corridor again, so like I never used it.
Well, at least you got the bubbler.
Yeah, and like I knew it was there because
Yep.
I had seen that hole, and I was just like, I'll get it eventually. Surely I'll go back to the Mamiga village soon after Sandzone.
Yeah. Yeah. You talk to Jocko, and then suddenly the whole place is infested with jellyfish, from which you get jellyfish jelly, which you use to extinguish fireplace fires.
Yeah, that was really weird how the jellyfish just showed up.
Yeah.
It's like, where'd they come from? Because like all Choco did was tell you about them.
Yeah.
And then magically they were there.
Yeah. You know what else is
believe in them to see them, kind of like Santa.
Yeah. Also, after you first meet Choco, if you opt to sleep in her bed, because you're allowed to sleep in the beds in this game to restore your health. You wake up and Choco is also now sleeping in that bed, and if you look in your item inventory, you have a tube of her lipstick.
Oh.
Yeah. You it's definitely implied you may have slept with the Mamiga.
Oh. Interesting. Aren't we a robot?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how that works. I try not to think about it, though.
I mean...
Yep. Anyways, you make your way further into Grasstown. You eventually find the building that Ozma is locked in. He gives you a key to a room. It's not the key to the room he's in, though.
Nope, that door is rusted shut. As we mentioned.
It's so rusted it doesn't have a keyhole anymore.
It's so rusted you have to literally blow it up.
Yep.
That's the only way.
And as it happens to be, Kazuma gave you the key to the explosives factory.
Yeah. So you go in there and you wake up the robot, and the
Yep.
robot freaks out. But before the robot gets a chance to do anything, Balrog is back. Huzzah! And he
Huzzah!
crushes the robot with his entrance.
Yep. Poor Malco.
Oh. And then you have to fight Balrog off again.
Yep. And then
And then
Malco gives you the ingredient list for how to make a bomb. And boy, is it a weird bomb.
Yeah.
How do you make a bomb out of bubble gum, jellyfish juice,
And charcoal.
Charcoal.
I don't know.
Yep.
But later on, when you get the charcoal obviously from Santa's house. Haha.
Ah.
And then you gotta get the key to the gum base factory where you get the gum base, and when you get the gum base, you get attacked by Balrog again.
Huzzah!
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 But
Except Misery shows
except
up.
yes, and she turns him into a giant frog that is able to drop more frogs from the ceiling.
Yep.
Commonly referred to as Balfrog. He kind of kicked my butt the first time.
Yeah. Balfrog's kind of a tough boss.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you're not like staying on top of all the frogs that drop as well.
Yeah.
Like it can get overwhelming pretty fast.
Yep. Why I really like Fireball for that fight.
Yeah, I think
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think I
That's
was
what I ended up
I
using.
think I was using the bubbler primarily. And then yeah, you can only damage him when he opens his mouth as well.
Yeah, that took me a while to figure out.
Yeah, it took me a second too. That's part of why I died so fast in the first fight. But yeah, the bubbler was really nice though, because the level 3 bubbler it cuts through all of his projectiles.
Nice.
Or I don't know if it cuts through, but you just have so many of your own shots at one time that the ones that don't, like the ones in front clear through the projectiles from Balfrog, and then whatever's left over is able to damage him, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it was pretty useful for that fight, and I think I alternated between that and the fireball, because yeah, fireball just kind of melts him pretty quickly. That was fun. I like Balrog.
Yeah.
Great. He's a great villain.
Yep. Yeah. After you get the gum base and you finish the bomb, then you get to spring Kazuma out of the jail that he put himself in.
And then
Right.
also Booster just randomly shows up.
Yep.
He just falls from the ceiling. Or no, he doesn't fall from the ceiling, he teleports, right?
Yep.
He falls later. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just like randomly teleports in and oh, hey. What's up?
Kazuma.
and then they hop on the little motorbike that's sitting there next to the building. And Kazuma's not a very good driver.
Kazuma's not a very good anything.
He's not a good ending either.
Yeah.
They freaking take off flying. You're supposed to meet them back at the village. They take off flying. They don't even make it to the end of Grasstown without crashing the bike.
Yeah.
You just walk over, it's like burning freaking carcass.
Yeah. Yeah, Kazuma kind of reminds me of Otacon from the Metal Gear Solid
Yeah.
series. Like, he's there and he's trying his best, but he's just so incompetent at times. And yeah. So
Then after the Grasstown stuff, you find that you have to go to Sand Zone.
Yep.
Because
Dr. delivers the unfortunate news that the doctor has found the red flowers, which means
Is
nothing
bad.
to you because you don't know what that means, but it is very bad.
Yeah.
So your next task is to go to the Sand Zone to try and stop them from getting access to the warehouse where the seeds for those flowers are stored.
Yep.
And only you, who are a robot, are capable of braving perilous desert.
Yep.
Yeah, it's perilous, all right. I hated
Yep.
this area.
Yeah, it's kind of rough. Yeah, you go there and then you immediately meet, of all things, another robot.
She tries to
Yeah.
kill you.
Yep.
It's like instead of actually like talking it out, she just immediately resorts to pulling a gun on you.
Yep.
I mean, the
It's
rest
like-
of the robots are killer robots, so I mean, it makes sense.
Fair. It's like,
But also, like, you
No
didn't
time.
immediately start shooting.
True.
yeah.
It's
It's
like,
like the
don't hurt these Mimiga. And
They're
then
our
she
friends.
then she coerces them into fighting you alongside her.
Yep.
It's like, I don't have a choice. You're throwing yourselves at me.
Yeah.
This is self-defense. And then she makes it up to you by trading you the machine gun if you want after
Yep.
you beat her. So
Yeah. And
Yep.
then she's like the best character in the game for the rest of the game.
well,
Unless you're Colin.
we'll get there.
Yep.
Anyway.
Oh, I didn't pay attention to the rest of your history with the game in text.
Well, let's just say, like mentioned in the beginning, there are certain criteria that you have to meet throughout this game if you want
Uh-huh.
certain things to happen. And well, I didn't know that, so
Yep.
Uh-huh.
R.I.P. Curly.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll get to that because that also happened.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of like tough enemy design. I think some of the toughest enemies in this game are in the Sound Zone. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those
Like those-
freaking birds carrying
Oh my
skeletons.
god, the birds!
Birds. Freaking
Oh.
birds.
Those are the worst.
Oh my god. I spent so much time at that little section.
Mhm.
And you have
'Cause
to
you
go
have to
back
go
and
through
forth
it.
through it like 4 times.
There's
Yep.
5 dogs. Why are there 5 dogs?
Yeah.
And why are they everywhere?
Yeah, after you fight Curly, then you go fight, or well, you make your way
Yeah,
to
we're
try
getting
and
ahead of ourselves.
open up the sun blocks so that you can get further into the sand zone to the warehouse. And Misery shows up and then decides to unshow up because something bigger wants to fight you than I. Ha 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 ha. Teleports away. You fight Omega, who's kind of a robotics same hermit crab type thing. You just hit him with the fireball a lot. And it's fine.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, that was a pretty
He
easy
was
fight.
kind of a chump. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, defeating Omega lets you open up the sun blocks, which lets you meet the old lady Jenka.
The grumpy old
Yes.
lady.
Yep.
She won't even talk to you unless you have a dog for a hat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hat
So-
dog. Hat dog. Alone in the world with a little hat dog.
Yep. So yeah, if you
That
happen
really
to
amused me that the dog just jumps on your head.
Yeah.
yeah, if you happen to forget to talk to one of the Amigas that Curly is adopted, then can't pick up the dog that's in her house.
Yeah, that was the last dog I found because I didn't know.
Oh.
Like, I knew it was there, but I talked to it and it didn't do anything, so I didn't know you had to talk to an Amiga. Oh,
Yeah,
right.
I was
forgot-
talking to everything at that point.
yeah, I had kind of forgotten about it too. Well,
I mostly talked to everything that I possibly could until I got to a very particular section, which I really wish I hadn't.
Oops.
yeah,
The worst dog was the one in the dark.
the dark. Yeah, the one in the dark, room was
Ugh.
the worst.
Yeah, with the sand trap thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
it's like it taunts you with that little bit of water dripping from the tile in front of it
Uh-huh.
down. So you know there's a chasm, but you want to try
Yeah.
and jump over it somehow, or like use the machine gun to kind of push yourself up. But you can't because the water is pushing you down. So
Oof.
like you have to a space they actually had to jump up and go over and then come in behind to solve that little room. But it took me forever to figure that out.
Yeah.
I didn't have map. I later found the map, but I didn't
Yeah.
have it in time for that.
Oh, I didn't even think about using the map.
Yeah.
Apparently, you can use the map.
Yep. The map will show you the layout of that room, so you can kind of cheese it that way.
Yeah, I didn't realize the map shows you secret passageways. I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I
I was able
forgot-
to I was able to navigate the room fairly easily enough because there was parts of the
Mhm.
platform above you that would always overhang. You obviously you have something above you, so
Mhm.
like I knew that wherever there wasn't something laying my sprite, that was where I kind of get above.
Yep.
Sort
Right.
of thing.
I
was
use
like,
the,
what?
I use the bubbler, and at level 3, it'll kind of bounce around for a little bit, so you can kind of use that to see the pathways.
Yeah. Alternatively, I guess you could also just fire your gun upward, and when it goes further than one tile up, you know that you can jump up there.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, things you learn in hindsight.
Yep. Also available in Curly's house, Curly's underwear.
Wah, wah.
Yep. They're in the room with the dog in it. There's like a hidden pathway where you can hop around and find a treasure chest hidden in the wall. And, well, yeah, it just so happened to be a pair of Curly's underwear. In our second weird, useless, hidden item fun factoid.
Very strange.
Yep.
But once you get all the dogs, well, actually, after you rescue your first dog, you bring it back to Jenka, and she starts to begin to kind of give you some backstory into why bad and all stuff. She won't give you the key to the warehouse.
Nope.
And then Balrog jumps in. He's like, hey, apparently they know each other. It's like, hey, Auntie, I need the key to the warehouse. And she's like, no, I'm not giving you the key. Get out of here. You're working for the bad guy. It's like, well, I want the key. It's too bad. Get out of here.
Yep.
So he leaves. And then she coerces you to rescue the rest of her dogs. So after you get all the dogs, you come back to deliver the final dog. And Balrog had returned
Yep.
and beat her up and took the key.
Yep.
And now he's at the warehouse with the red flower seed. That's bad.
Yeah.
That's really bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make
So,
your
do they explain by this point what the red flowers do? I think they do.
they cause the Mimikas to become.
Basically, they Hulk out.
Yep.
They get super angry, uncontrollable.
Yep.
Mhm.
Except the person with the devil crown is able to control them.
Yep.
Mhm.
And it is hinted that Arthur, Toriko's brother, was using the red flowers to kind of protect the Mimiga village, and then after Arthur's death, it's suspected that King was also using red flower, probably like microdosing red flower to like protect the village. Hence why his eyes have that pinkish color to them.
Drugs.
Yep, he'd be smoking that dank herb. Yeah, before you arrive at the warehouse, King shows up to try and save Toriko from the doctor, who's trying to get Balrog to force feed some red flower to her.
And he fails.
Yep.
And he dies.
Yep.
He gets dead. Right
Yep.
as you walk in.
Yep.
And instead of fighting the doctor, he leaves, he pieces out, and Toriko hulks out. And you have
Yep.
to fight Toriko.
The saddest part of this game was having
Super
to.
sad boss fight.
Yep. The
It's not
saddest part of
even-
this game is having to kill Toriko.
Yeah. It's not even a difficult boss fight. She just throws blocks at you, and when they collide with the ground, they make a little yellow flower.
Yep.
And then she dies. And then you talk to King afterward, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm dead too, bruh.
Yep.
But here, you can have my sword.
Yep.
I mean, it's a sword, but it acts like a boomerang. But
Yep.
you can take it." And then
It
you
doesn't
walk
even work like
outside,
a
and
boomerang. You throw it, it disappears.
I
and you put it back
know,
in your
but it
hand.
acts like
Yeah.
it's weird.
Yeah.
But then you walk outside, and Balrog ambushes you again.
Yep.
Huzzah!
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 And then Misery teleports you to the labyrinth.
And teleports Balrog to the labyrinth.
Yeah.
I love his face.
That felt great.
I love his face. He's like, wait, what? Me too? What? What?
And then Misery's just like, oh goodness, that felt great.
Yeah. But yeah, the labyrinth is basically the trash heap of the island.
Yep. If you end up there somehow, then, well, you're probably stuck.
Yeah. The labyrinth was rough for me.
Yep.
I still have my level 3 machine gun, so I could just fly all the way to the top.
Lucky you.
Oh, that wasn't the rough
Yeah.
part. Yeah.
I opted
Yeah.
to not go for the machine gun, so
You had to do it the hard way.
yep. Yeah, after a couple of rooms, then you meet up with Curly again. Except she's in, like, the medical ward of the labyrinth.
Yeah.
It may be a garbage pile, but at least they have medical provisions. Unfortunately, she's not feeling too good, so the doctors at the clinic ask you to go find some cure-all medicine for her. You go fight a Balrog-shaped object known as Poo-Black.
Poo-block?
Poo-Black.
Poobla?
Like Pooh. Literally spells
Pooh.
like Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
Pooh.
Yes.
Poop.
Yep.
I don't know.
I thought he was the ghost of Balrog when I first encountered him.
Kind of what he looks like.
Yeah. I thought that was Balrog after he had been thrown into the labyrinth.
Except
I
it's-
like how the cockroach enemies, when you shoot them, they just it takes them a second to die,
Yes.
Yeah.
and they scream.
Yeah. Well, there's cicadas, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, I guess they kind of resemble cicadas.
Yeah.
More so than
Why
a
they
cockroach,
scream.
yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Cicadas do like to scream.
But yeah, they were really fun to cut down with the blade.
Yep.
The blade was really useful in the labyrinth.
Yes. Especially, like, specifically in the area right outside the medical clinic, because there's a ton
There's
of gotties.
Ton of them.
Yeah. That's where I got annoyed because just past that area is your next boss.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's a little bit of a gauntlet that you have to go through every single time you fail with the boss. Which
Yeah.
happened a lot for me.
The boss was a little bit tricky. It was once
Yeah,
I had a rhythm. I think I died one time against it, but
Yeah.
that was
How many times?
basically discovering the rhythm of it.
Monster X is kind of tough.
Yeah, I kept trying to get it all the way up, maxed all my weapons before I went into it. So like I'd take some experience damage from going through that, and I try to do that right, and then I restart if I didn't, which was a mistake. And eventually, I just was like, get out the door and
Yeah.
just try it that way. Because it got very frustrating very quickly for me.
Yeah.
But also, like the first couple times I played it, I didn't realize what I should do is like systematically clear out all the gaudies right away, and then fight the
Yeah.
boss.
Yep.
Because holy cow, there are parts where all those gaudios are all over the place, and the Weapon X machine is there, and like they're all brown and gray, and
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
just this mess of brown and gray with some
Yeah.
purple bits thrown in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the boss fight sort of begins while there's still a bunch of gaudy on the screen and stuff, but it doesn't like it takes a second for that thing to get over there. So if you're quick enough with your blade, you can take out all the body and it gets to you on the other side of that room.
Right.
And then
Which
what
I
I was,
eventually did.
yeah, and then I don't know why, but when I was standing beneath it and just like shooting straight up with I think it was the level 3 machine gun I was using, and it just like none of its shots would hit me where I was standing beneath it as I was shooting up. So it was basically only once it got to the phase where it shoots all the little green energy balls that float around that I had to like move around as I was playing it.
Right.
But
I stuck to the blade mostly for that.
Yeah, I alternated between level 3 blade and gun
Yep. Same here.
because the blade helped a lot with those green projectiles in particular
Yeah.
because it has a bunch of spread to its attack.
Yeah, it shoots fish that orbit around the Monster X. Because as it turns out, Monster X is actually just a really
big cat.
big cat.
That made me
Right.
laugh. But after that's gone, you gotta go move a boulder.
Yep. Yeah, in the meantime, you meet back up with Curly, because she also got dumped into the labyrinth.
Evidently, everybody got dumped in the labyrinth.
Yep.
Misery was having a little bit too much fun.
Yep.
She's like, wow, that actually felt really good. I'm gonna go do it 5 more times.
Yep. So yeah, she presumably sent the 4 Mamigas off to wherever they were keeping the rest of the Mamigas, and then sent Curly to the labyrinth. You meet up with her again, and she gets to follow you around and and help out with things. And then you find the boulder that needs moving, and you two can't do it, but then...
And then Balrog shows up again.
Yep.
Huzzah!
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 And Curly convinces him to help push the boulder out of the way. She's just like, oh, hey, perfect. You're just what we were looking for. Here, help us push this boulder. And he just goes along with it. He's like,
okay.
Okay. It's like, all right, I helped. It's like, wait a minute. I'm supposed to fight you. So then you fight Balrog again.
Yeah.
And then you defeat him again.
Have we mentioned Balrog is a great villain?
Yeah.
Balrog is great.
Honestly, Misery and Balrog kind of remind me of Team Rocket from the Pokemon anime. Like, Misery is very much Jesse, and Balrog is absolutely James.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of like the typical like kids show idiot bad guy minion and smart bad guy minion.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're
Wanda and Cosmo, only evil.
Right. Scratchy Rounder.
Rita and Repulsa and Goldar.
Orbot and Cubot.
Yep. So yeah.
Yeah.
You defeat Balrog. He gives you the super missile upgrade for your missile launcher. And then you proceed to the core. And the core is where a whole bunch of lore is dumped upon you.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of briefly backtrack. Before you meet up with Curly in the labyrinth, you meet up with Dr. Booster. And you can either go down and talk to Dr. Booster, and he will give you the incomplete Booster .08 jetpack.
It's still an alpha.
Or if pay attention to a little red notch on the ground where you're supposed to jump and make it across without the booster pack, then you don't get the booster. You kind of ignore Dr. Booster, which feels bad, but is ultimately better in the end. So if you at this point in the game, if you don't have the booster pack at all, in this area you can find a tow rope, which is very important.
Which I didn't get.
Yeah, this is the part of the game where it begins to branch.
Yeah.
And if you pick up the booster pack from Dr. Booster, then you're automatically locked into getting the second best ending at best.
Yeah. Which is a weird place to split it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like that choice shouldn't seem to matter.
but it did.
Yep.
Sure
And
did.
I didn't know until I had already overwritten the save.
Yep.
So I rolled with it. So I was loosely following a guide, basically only
Mhm.
looking at it when I couldn't find where I had to go. Basically,
Yeah.
So
Same
So,
here. I was
yeah.
using a one play.
yeah, so it's like, Dr. Booster fell down. I went down to check on him. I was like, "Hey, you all right,
Seems like
dude?"
the correct choice.
Yeah. I was like, "Here, take this thing." It's like,
I'm
"Ah,
gonna-
thanks."
Take
It's like-
this thing. I'm gonna die now.
Yeah.
Where
And-
if he hadn't gotten talked to, he would have been just fine, apparently. That's how that
Um,
works.
Somehow, yes.
He was like, "Ah, no, it's quote again. Gotta get rid of it." I guess the booster helped him out or something.
Must
I
have
don't know.
been.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get to the island's core, and then you get, if you followed the right directions, then you get the tow rope hidden down in the bottom of the room, and you find a robot that you and Curly decide to talk to, and it gives you a terrible warning that the island core is going to attack you, and that everyone should retreat. And by everyone, he means all of the destroyed robots that are in this room already.
Yeah.
So, the core of this floating island has some degree of sentience and decides to attack you. So,
Yeah, this
You-
fight was intense.
Yeah.
very intense fight.
I didn't find it very difficult, but there's just so much going on at once that I was like constantly staying on your toes, and then the water level decides to rise up. It's like
Yep.
trying to keep yourself above water enough to keep your air
Mhm.
level up and stuff.
Yep. Because
Yeah.
at this point, you only have a limited time to breathe underwater.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Curly's got a bubble around her, so she's fine.
Lucky.
Yep.
Yeah, lucky. At this point, it was starting to get kind of frustrating that, like specifically for this boss, it already is a lot to manage to have multiple experience bars for all your weapons and your health.
Yep.
But adding on that drowning meter was like too much for me.
There was this mixed
Yeah.
a lot of mechanics.
Yeah.
Yep.
But after I attempted this boss a bunch last night, and then after I came back to it this morning, watched the long play a couple times to see how they did it. I actually didn't have too much of a difficult time.
It's nice because all of its projectiles are also able to be counteracted by your own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
and they
it-
drop
Yeah.
more stuff. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
I just
it was
missiled
nice
the
that it
crap
wasn't
out
one
of
of
this
those
guy.
fights where it had like the unstoppable projectiles or anything. 'Cause that would have pushed it
Yeah.
over for sure.
yes,
And when in doubt, you can farm for more missile ammo, and like
Mhm.
even at level 1, the super missiles that you just got are dealing a ton of damage.
right. And they're also dropping Doritos, so you can level up the missile launcher and the machine gun more notably.
Yep.
And for me, I had the booster, which I don't know how I would have done this without the booster.
It is a very tough fight without it. Let me tell you. Because yeah, without the booster pack, you kind of have to like concentrate on hopping back up onto further platforms to not drown. And yeah,
Yeah, especially if you also don't have the machine gun.
yep,
That's like the hardest of hard mode playthrough right there. No booster, no machine gun.
I did that.
Is that how you have to do it to go to the sacred grounds, or is that just a way? Like, obviously, you can't
That's-
add the booster.
You can get the machine gun, right?
Yeah, yep. you
Yeah,
can
it's
get
just you just
Yeah.
have to skip the booster.
Yep.
Okay,
Because yeah, at that point, you're also given the option for the snake.
right.
Snake.
It's a snake. Oh, it's a snake.
So yeah, if you get the tow rope after that fight, you're given the to carry Curly on with you. Otherwise, she just gives you her breathing apparatus
Yeah.
and
Oh
sadly
man,
dies.
R.I.P.
I
Curly.
I lost the will to play after Curly died.
R.I.P. Curly.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yep, me neither.
Then she
I
died.
di- I didn't even talk to her after the boss. I was like, let's go back and get her something to heal her or something. And I didn't even check to read she's, dead or whatever. And so it's just the shutter just closed and it was like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
And I went to the long player. I was like, please tell me you can go back. And it was like, nope. Okay.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
where the game gets even sadder if you happen
Yeah.
to not skip the booster, and then this game has some sad bits in it.
Yeah.
It's already bad enough that you had to kill Toriko, who did nothing wrong.
Uh-huh.
And then if you get the booster point H, then Dr. Booster dies, and then as a result, the tow rope doesn't show up because branching game paths, which makes Curly die. So like all your friends that you've met so far have died basically.
But yeah,
Yeah.
eventually you fight your way through some waterways and stuff, and then you get to fight Ironhead.
Yeah, who's actually
It's a fish with
Yep.
a metal helmet.
Yeah, Ironhead actually is a reference to one of Pixel's previous games called Aika-chan, where you play as a squid and you got to do squid stuff.
Huh. I liked how it was just suddenly a scrolling shooter for a level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That
And it
was a
wasn't
fun
hard.
fight. No.
Yeah, it was very fun.
Yeah.
Yep. And if you win that fight without taking damage, then you get a special medal, which is also a useless item like Curly's panties and Choco's lipstick. But also, once you get to the waterway, if you happen to skip the booster pack and get the tow rope, then carry Curly with you, there's a little room with convenient instructions on how to revive flooded robots.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah,
do
gotta
that,
pump
and
all the
then-
water out.
Yep. Pump all the water out, let her rest. Take her with you. Please take her with you. If you don't, then she disappears forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting that the room doesn't say anything about that if you didn't get Curly with you.
Yep.
It's just got a computer that says it has a date and then wife bore child. And
Yeah.
that's it.
Yep. I mean,
all
congratulations
right.
to you, sir.
Yeah.
That log had a child.
I've had one of those.
Where do we go after Ironhead? We end up back in Mamiga Village after a couple screens,
That is correct.
but everyone's gone.
Yep.
And the music is changed.
Very
not-
somber, depressing music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you go to Arthur's house and you didn't get the booster pack, then Dr. Booster shows up and he's alive actually.
Then you have to
Yeah.
go back to the egg corridor again, but
Or the egg corridor.
Yeah.
but
It's very
everything's
questionable what happened.
bad.
Yep.
Everything's bad. There's a bunch of dead dragons everywhere, and the ones that aren't dead are like zombified, like shooting fireballs at you. And
Yep.
it's bad. Bad, man. It's real bad.
Yep. Eventually, when you get back to Egg Zero, where you first met Sue, you meet up with Kazuma, who has hatched the egg from Egg Zero. And unlike the rest of the sad, zombified, dying dragons in the egg corridor that you met up with, this one is a valid specimen. So he gives you the option of, do you want to leave this island with me? And we'll forget
Just ride
about
off
all of
and
this.
ride off into the sunset, baby.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yep.
The end. Game over. Great game.
That's
Terrible
what
ending.
intended to do.
Yep, something like that. It is the bad ending, which is to say, all of your friends have died, and you should feel bad about it ending.
But you don't because you're a robot. You don't
Yeah.
feel things.
No,
Quote
the
seems
quote
very
feels-
sentient.
yeah, quote feels things. For a minute, I got the impression that maybe quote was like Arthur in some form, but nah, doesn't seem to be that.
But if you don't go with Kazuma, you're like, hey man, we got like friends here and stuff, and like other friends that were here but they died because of stuff going on here, man.
Yep.
That's not cool. What do you mean you're just gonna leave? Dude. And then he's like, oh, well, I guess we could do this other thing. So he tells you about his plan to stop the doctor.
Yep. And then you reach the outer wall of the island, which is really your first time seeing that all of these caves that you've been traveling through have actually been on a floating island in the sky.
Angel Island.
Well, that's all the more fitting with Knuckles and King being very reminiscent of each other.
Yeah,
King has just been protecting the island's power,
yeah.
which in this case has apparently been red flowers instead of the Master Emerald, but
Right.
yeah. Also, Knuckles lives.
There's also a giant chaos monster at the base of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the outer wall was a fun level. I
Yeah.
really like scaling up, going all the way up to the top.
Yep. Got cool air physics, which aren't super annoying, actually.
Yeah, and I like the cat ghosts.
Yeah.
And they shoot
Yes.
little yarn balls at you.
Is that what those are?
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah. There's also
Then whatever
little-
those orange things are.
Yeah, they look like Space Invader enemies, and they hop around
Yes.
like the side hoppers and from Metroid. Also, at the very, very bottom of the outer wall, there's a little room with a little house full of little people, and it's a mother and child who are like, where did my husband go off to? And he may or may not be in the graveyard in the Mimiga village. But more on that later. So yeah, once you climb up the outer wall, you meet incredibly pathetic Dr. Ito.
Yeah.
Who
He's not
himself is
even a
also
human anymore.
transformed into a Mimiga.
Yep.
Yeah.
He is a coward. He is hopeless.
Woe is me. Woe is me. He says.
Yep. So you proceed.
I love his sprite when he's shocked, by the way.
Yes. Ito is great.
Then Plantation.
Yeah.
And a bop of a music track.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
that's where the title theme plays.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the title screen also plays the title theme, but here's where it is as well.
In the game, yeah.
So,
It's
yeah.
almost a little bit weird in
Yep.
a way that shows this area in particular for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine it was they picked the music for I don't know. The music for the Plantation seems kind of upbeat for what it actually is.
Yeah.
Yep. This is where
yeah.
all of the Mimigas are held hostage, essentially, in order to grow more red flowers.
Yeah. I mean, like, some of the Mimigas are doing it because they think they're saving the island.
Yep.
But then, like, multiple groups of them are all in prisons.
Yeah. And you too shall find yourself in prison soon.
Yep.
You get attacked by a golem, and the golem puts you in prison. Where,
that dude messes you up, man.
Yep. And if you talk to the Tronky boy, Mamiga, from the village, he tells you, oh hey, Sue left you this letter, here you go. Sue
Yeah.
explains the whole plan. Like, go talk to my mom. My mom's working on something to try and get us out of this situation. So you go find Momorine in a hidden area in the plantation. She gives you instructions on what she needs to build the jetpack platform to get you out of the plantation. Also in the plantation, if you happen to have followed all the steps to save Curly, is Curly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the best timeline, you get to help her.
Yep.
R.I.P. Curly.
Yeah, she's sitting in a bed. She doesn't remember anything. There's a
That sucks.
a Cthulhu nearby. It says, "Hey, she doesn't remember anything. That's kind of a shame. I've heard stories that if you collect a certain mushroom, then you can restore her memory." So that mushroom happens to be in the Mimiga Village graveyard. A optional boss for the true ending path called Ma Pignon. It's a big blue mushroom that if you at first if you try and fight her, it's like gives you a series of branching questions, and if you don't answer it exactly right, she ends up giving you the Ma Pignon badge, which is just a badge shaped like a blue mushroom. So you talk to her again, and then answer the path correct, and fight her. You get Ma Pignon as the item, and then you bring that back to Curly, and it makes her remember everything.
Including the stuff she didn't remember before.
Yep. Yeah, back in Sand Zone, she tells you she woke up and saw these 4 Mimigas and was like, "I'm going to take care of you. I don't know anything about myself. I'm going to take care of you, though." And then Curly
That's why she's so awesome.
Yep.
Her default state, not knowing what anything was protect cute things.
Yep. And then she remembered why there were robots that were sent to this island.
Yes.
And it was to either destroy the island core, or in this case, destroy the demon crown, which was what Quote and Curly were sent on the mission to go do.
That clearly didn't go as planned.
Yep. But also, while you're in the Mimiga graveyard for getting the magic mushroom to restore Curly's memory, you can pick up the little man and bring him back home, and he will give you an offer to trade the blade for the Nemesis, which is a cool gun and a weird gun. I usually do that just because for the true ending path, the next couple areas are kind of really tough. Once you've gathered all the stuff for the Momorine's little rocket platform, her and Aito will see you off and give you back your jetpack and send you off to the final cave. Colin likes the final cave, right? It's totally not black and red and full of misery, right?
Remember I mentioned that area where there's just everything is red.
Yep.
And it all blurs together.
Yep. Yeah.
I think it's my eyes specifically too, just like the red on like the bluish black was like really, really messing with my eyes, especially.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
It was miserable to get through. That first screen took me freaking 20 minutes to get past. Which I guess isn't that long, but considering it's probably like a 2-minute screen.
So
like the final boss in Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah.
It's a 2-minute fight, but it did not take me 2 minutes to beat it.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. There's 2 versions of the final cave, actually. There's one for if you picked up the booster 0.8, and there's one for if you picked up the booster 2.0 and followed all the best ending criteria up to this point. And the final cave Secret Edition is terrible. So it starts you out by a strange wind blows through you and all of your weapon energy goes away. So it resets all of your weapons to level 1. So this is where the Nemesis definitely comes in handy. But also there's I think it's an extra boss. It's been a while since I've played through Cave Story for literally the very first time. Do you fight the red golem in the regular version of the final cave?
Wait, what?
I take that as you don't have to fight the red golem as part of the final cave.
Nope.
Nope.
Does not sound familiar.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a extra boss fight in the hidden version of the final cave for the best ending. And he gives you a badge for defeating him, which is also another useless item, so that brings us up to, I think, 4 now?
Lipstick, underwear.
Yep.
The
Iron Head badge, whatever that's called. And then the badge for defeating the Red Golem. Either way, though, it brings you out to the surface of the island, at which there is a little prefab building which lets you save and restore all your weapon energy and whatnot. And that brings us to the final campaign, so to speak.
It's your final countdown.
You see the helicopter that Sue, Cosma, Dr. Booster, and Momorin and Ito and the Doctor all came to the island on, as well as like a prefab building with a little save station and a bed to sleep in.
Yep, that's very useful.
Yep.
Because that's the last save point you're gonna get.
Yep.
At least if you're following the route that's not the perfect route.
Yep.
Because next up is final boss fight. That's actually 3 boss fights in a row.
Yep.
I was
So,
I wasn't expecting it to keep going.
yeah.
It just kept going.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I made it through the misery fight with 2 HP. It's like,
Yep.
oh, okay, well, I'm sure on the other side of this, in the next room, I'll find some health recovery. Nope, we're just gonna fight the doctor now.
Yep.
And he killed me in 1 hit because I had 2 HP.
Yeah. At least if you survive the doctor fight, and if you talk to Chaco afterwards, all of the other Mamigas will have little hearts appear above their heads, so you can kind of refill your health there.
Did not know that.
Everybody's horny for Chaco. It's not just a quote thing. But yeah, after that, you fight the zombified core of the island. But while you're talking to Misery about this is the zombified core of the island, the red crystal that the doctor created from concentrate from the red flowers appears and transforms not only Misery, but Sue into horrific monsters, and then resurrects the zombie core.
This
You
fight
fight
was so intense.
Yes.
So much going on.
Yep.
I looked at I beat it my first try, thankfully, because it took me multiple tries just to get there.
Nice.
I looked at my HP bar after I delivered the final blow. I have 4 HP left.
Oof.
Game is hard.
I was 1 hit away from death.
Yeah.
There's just so much happening in this fight. Everything fills the screen. You have 3 different enemies that are all acting independently of one another, doing completely different things.
You have transformed Sue attacking you. You have transformed Misery attacking you. And then you have the island core with all of its little mini island cores attacking you. and the island core itself does like 4 different versions of attacking you.
Yeah.
So it's a challenging fight.
Yeah. Basically, what I ended up doing is I waited until the core closed up so you couldn't hit it at all, and then that would be when I would focus on doing damage to either to Misery. And then eventually I knocked the 2 of them out. But man,
Yeah,
it was a fun fight, but holy crap, it was hard.
it's very satisfying as a air
Yeah.
quotes final boss.
Yeah, just the sheer level of everything happening. Like literally, after I finally beat it, I just kind of put the controller down. I was just like,
Yeah,
whoa!
it is such a satisfying boss to beat.
Yeah,
So yeah, from there, you defeated the core of the island, and now the island's starting to collapse.
I thought they were gonna give me a timer when it started
Yeah,
saying it's
Metroid
like, oh,
style.
you're gonna have to escape. It's like, I thought there was gonna be a timer. I'm like, oh no, please no, please no. I don't want
Yeah.
to do all this again. Thankfully, there wasn't.
Yeah, there's
You
just falling blocks you have to
Yep.
avoid, and like as long as you avoid them, then you don't die. So,
Yeah.
and then if you escape on the helicopter, well, wait, no,
You don't escape on the helicopter. You just run and
That's
jump
right.
off the side of the island.
Yeah.
You
And
make a leap
Who
for
does?
Cosmo
Or no.
swoops in with the dragon to save you.
Yep. Thanks, Cosmo. You're not useless after all, unless you met all of
Unless
the
you're Lucas.
yes, unless you're me. Then if you met all of the criteria for the secret ending, if you go in the prefab building, which was your final save point before fighting all of the bosses, then you can enter an area known as the Sacred Grounds.
There's a hole in the ground.
Yep.
There's a hole in the floor of the prefab.
Yep. And if you go in there, you enter the Sacred Grounds, which is the most difficult part of the game. It's,
Yeah.
the most difficult part of many of games that I have played. The Sacred Grounds are no joke.
Yeah. I made it past the first screen.
All right.
That was it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. It's too much.
Yeah.
Once you get to the room with all the angels flying around everywhere, no.
Yeah.
No. Too much. Especially because it deletes your weapon levels as you fall.
Yep.
So you're starting from scratch.
Yep. Yeah. From there, I've found the best strategy is to immediately level up your missile launcher as high as you can on the little Dorito packets that they gave you on the way down during the first room. I think after picking up Curly at the very end of the first room and going into the room with all the cherubs and the falling blocks, I usually switch to Nemesis there because it's a really powerful weapon that requires 0 energy to use. Get down to the third room, which is where the real trouble starts. So there's a bunch of cherubs and presses that fall from the ceiling to try and squish you. So fight your way through there. Try and level up your missile launcher all the way to level 3. I would say level up your fireball as your secondary weapon, and probably also if you're really efficient about your weapon energy, you could maybe even level up the bubbler by the time you get to the end. And there's a boss fight, and that's a heavy press, which is just a big version of the presses that you find throughout the game, which are they're kind of like thwomps. Their existence just fall from the ceiling and squish you.
unlike thwomps, you can actually kill them.
Yes. But also, unlike thwomps, the heavy press will fire a laser at you every once in a while. So you got to be careful about that, and also be careful about the deletes that are whirling around the outside of the room that you're in while you're fighting the heavy press. Once you beat the heavy press, then you're given, or the press falls down into a room that previously had access to in the plantation. There's a room with a golem that was chiseling statues of all of the previous crown bearers,
Oh,
including the
yeah.
doctor. You can now enter this room. The statue of the doctor is complete. You can shoot those to get either health, missile, or weapon energy refills. And if you do so, they turn into statues of Quote, Curly, Toriko, and King.
Nice.
Yeah, but after you leave there and you go through the bottom door that you previously couldn't, you meet up with the spirit of a puppy that tells you about the tragic story of Balos. Balos is Jenka's brother, and they used to live in a kingdom, and Balos was like the kingdom's chief wizard and whatnot. And one day, betrayed by the king, they killed his wife and family, and he
Ew.
didn't take kindly to that. So he ended up killing the king, and then realizing how distorted and horrifying his brother had, or her brother had become, Jenka had sealed Balos within the core of the island.
Yeah, this bit of the story just on its own was really sad.
Yeah. And then it was Jenka's daughter, Misery, that was responsible for the creation of the demon crown that has been causing all of these problems. She had gone to Balos, had the demon crown created to control the red flowers, but as a result, Balos also cursed Misery and Balrog to being tied to the demon crown. So whenever a new host for the demon crown appears, they're cursed to be their servant. And as seen in the statue room, there has been 3 others before the doctor that had found the crown.
That room just kind of reminded me of the statue from Super Metroid,
Yes.
the boss statue. Only, of
Huh.
course, they aren't all bosses. Fight,
Yep.
except for the first.
Yeah. So yeah, after the ghost of the puppy fills you in on that, then you get to go fight Balos himself, and that fight sucks.
Mhm. Looks hard as hell from what I've seen here.
So it's basically 4 phases, if I remember correctly. Phase 1, he kind of is in his normal form and he charges at you. And you just keep shooting him until his life meter runs out. Then his second form appears. There's a giant ball.
Yeah. I was
You
like,
gotta
I had associated this guy with a ball as I was watching the first phase, and I was like, oh, well, maybe that was just because of his name. And then he
Yep.
appears, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's a ball.
Yep. So he appears. You gotta shoot him in the eye, because one of his eyes is red and glowing with evil power.
And,
Evil power.
Then once you're done with that, then the third phase starts, where he kind of like rolls around the outer edge of the screen, and you gotta destroy all the eyes that are floating around him. Then for the fourth phase, it's got the eyes surrounding him again, and then as like spikes appear on the bottom of the room, so you have to stand on the floating platforms that are floating around the eyes that are floating around him. Or you can do the cheese strat way, where you take damage from the eyes, land on the standable hitbox in front of Balos's red eye, and just stand there and shoot. Press the fire button as fast as you can.
Nice.
Your survival depends on it. And then that's the end of the fight. So then after that, Balos is defeated, the curse is broken, and you and Curly celebrate because, as it happens to be, you find Curly at the very end of the first room of the Sacred Grounds.
Yes.
That's where she ended up after restoring her memory with the mushroom. So Curly is there with you, and somehow Curly also has her own nemesis, which is pretty cool. So Curly's there with you through all of this up to from first room to Sacred Grounds through the end. So you and her kind of celebrate, and then the walls start closing in on you.
Yeah.
Things are looking very grim. And then, from out of nowhere, huzzah!
Huzzah! The Balrog to the rescue.
Balrog to the rescue. He jumps in and he pulls you and quote out, or he pulls Curly and quote out and saves you just before the room fully closes in. And then you, Balrog, and Curly fly off into the sunset, and everything is good.
They lived happily ever after.
Yep.
Indeed.
The end.
Credits
For real
roll.
this time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Momarine Sakamoto attempts to try and transform Aito and Sue back into humans from Amigas.
Yeah. It doesn't work.
Let's see. All sorts of other fun stuff happens. Pooh Black becomes a nurse in the medical clinic in the labyrinth. Misery is finally free from her curse. She is very happy. I think they show that Jenka survives with all of her puppies. Yeah. It's a very good ending to all of that living hell that trying to go through the Sacred Grounds is.
Yeah.
So I finished my playthrough of this game probably about a month before we recorded this episode or so. And like the next week at work, I had to wear wrist braces because of all
Ow.
of the
Oh my
button
god.
mashing.
I finished my playthrough a day before we recorded this episode because I also recorded 3 songs the previous night.
True.
I didn't finish my playthrough.
Neal
was
didn't do
so
the
hard.
homework!
It's a hard
That
game.
one-
There are some very challenging parts.
Yeah. It was basically down to, do I try to beat the sisters and get the bad ending, or do I just watch this Let's Play to the end and find out the story
Yep.
that I'm missing? And I think I did the right choice.
It's a fantastic game, and
Very well
It's
made.
very good, and more people should play it.
Yes.
I've
If you've
been
listened
saying
to this whole thing and
I've been
haven't played
saying
it,
that for
try it.
years.
Yeah.
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 So
I'm actually gonna try out the 3DS, the 3D remake, see what that's all about.
I've
See
been
what
wanting
that's
to.
like.
I've been wanting to try that too, but unfortunately, in recent times, the publisher Nicalis has been doing kind of some shady
Yeah.
things in the background, which I do think we should maybe touch a little bit on, because
Yeah.
so for starters, this game is available as a freeware download.
And they're selling it for $20.
They're selling it for $20, and they also attempted to cease and desist the distribution of the freeware version of the game.
Ooh, rough.
That's worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I understand them selling their published version of it. I mean, they did do some work to the game to clean it up. Like,
Yes.
they cleaned up the graphics a little bit, pushed them up to HD and stuff like that. So, I mean, work went into it. They have a right to charge for it, but it's the getting rid of the freeware version that's been there since the game's inception that the game initially launched in that. Like, that's like some scummy practice there. I'm glad that they have, as of yet, still failed to go through that.
Yep.
I am reminded of the Origin situation with the Sonic CD 1 and 2 ports disappearing off the game.
Yeah.
Though, it's a different situation, but it's still got the same spirit of like, play our version, that gives us more money.
Right.
Yeah. And honestly, kind of the same way with the Duke Nukem 30th Anniversary World Tour, I think it was. Or 20th Anniversary. I forget which, but recently Gearbox had released a special 20th Anniversary edition of Duke Nukem 3D, but in doing so, they also removed all of other previous versions of Duke Nukem 3D available for modern systems. Because by our updated new version, it's got a 5th episode that is alright-ish, I guess. It's Gearbox, I'm not surprised. But yeah, the freeware version, as of today, is still available on cavestory.org. As well as links to all of the ports that are not made by Nicalis, including the Linux port, the Mac OS port, the Haiku port, the Aros port, the Morph OS,
of the ports,
the Amiga OS 4 port. There's a port and a unofficial sequel for the TI-83 Plus graphing calculator. Like,
what?
Yeah. So it's kind of unfortunate, the situation around Nicalis and whatnot, but they did, like, for their versions of the game, bring enhancements to it. Like Cave Story Plus has a new kind of like survival mode area called the Wind Sanctuary. I do own the WiiWare version of Cave Story, and there's a Curly Story version of the game where you get to play through the game as Curly instead of Quote. So Quote shows up in the Sand Zone instead of Curly as a result, and, well, Quote still doesn't say much. He's very much the silent protagonist type, and Curly does all the talking in the game, which is interesting as you're the main character now. But yeah, I keep telling people this game is still available for free. You should really just play this game because you can get it for free.
Yeah.
And up until now, the only people who have listened are Colin and Neal, which is to say, they did it because we were doing an episode of this podcast on it.
Yep.
But honestly, I think that's still a success because it's a really good game.
It's very, very good. And hopefully people that listen to this that haven't played it yet will pick it up and give it a shot. We're going to leave a link to the freeware version of the game in the show notes down below. So that way, ease of access, so that way you can find it easily. Don't have to do any searching around. It's just all right there for you. So
yeah. And Personally,
It
I like.
does have controller support also, if that matters to you, and there is custom remapping for controller. It's just a little bit finicky because it's a little bit out of date as far as the
Yeah.
configuration tool goes, but
Yep.
I
It's
made it
built.
work. So I mean, if
Yeah.
you're not a keyboard player,
Yep.
the game has you covered.
Yeah, the controller mapping is built very much in the style of like MS-DOS games, where you have a separate exe to run the configuration program before you play the actual game.
Part of what the tough part of it for me, part of why let me restart that. Part of why I struggled with it was because I didn't figure out exactly how that controller remapping thing worked. And the PlayStation 4 layout, for me at least, defaulted instead of having a D-pad as movement, it went to the
Yeah,
stick.
yeah, I had that too.
Yeah.
Did it?
just
Okay.
for
Okay.
this with how floaty the jumping was, it was not as bad for me
Mhm.
anyway.
I
I
got
didn't
used to
mind
it
it.
eventually, but
Yeah,
yeah, it was
but
pretty rough initially.
yeah, I couldn't figure
And
out
in
how to
the
swap it
sand
to a
zone.
D. I couldn't figure out how to swap to D-pad control
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
at
looked
all.
into it.
My
I
first
can
time playing through Cave Story was on a Logitech Dual Action, which is to say, my controller was basically submarine piloting quality.
Oh boy.
It is not the controller used on the Ocean Gate sub, but it is the predecessor to the controller used on the Ocean Gate sub.
uh-huh.
It's basically a third-party PlayStation controller, but it has numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 instead of the Xbox button layout.
Or the shape layout of the PlayStation.
Yeah, for this most recent playthrough, I used mouse and keyboard. I used keyboard because I've just gotten so used to it for computer games at this point. And honestly, after Celeste, I was feeling pretty confident about my keyboard skills.
Yeah, I considered swapping, but I haven't done keyboard controls since my Super Mario 63 days.
That's fair.
I can't play platformers with keyboard.
Yeah, and that was part of it too, because it definitely wasn't jump was not mapped to space, which is how I would have done it.
Yeah,
You could remap it though, right?
You could. By default, it's mapped kind of like how like FCEUX maps the NES default controls, where I think Z is your fire button and X is your jump button.
Yeah.
And then there's AS.
Wait a minute. Super Mario 63 wouldn't have had space map to jump. It would have had up map to jump, so that would have been even more throwing me off.
Yeah, because up is aim up and down is aim down / interact with things.
Yeah, that would screw me up. I wouldn't be able to play it that way then.
In
Super Mario 63 had weird controls.
Yeah. In Pixel's defense for all of this, he developed this entire game by himself over the span of 5 years, from about 1999 to 2004, when he initially released it as shareware.
Yeah.
On top of doing that, he also wrote his own audio file format for the game. So the game doesn't use standard .midi files. It uses .org files, which are Organa files. So he wrote his own custom audio format for this game. Also was responsible for drawing all of the graphics. This is the most independent an independent game could possibly get. When we said in the intro that Pixel was the sole developer, he is responsible for all of the game engine programming, all of the music, and all of the art assets in the game, which is
very much a one-man team.
very much a one-man
And
team.
Turned out a fantastic, phenomenal game with multiple endings. Is just very, very well fleshed out. There's a lot of depth to the gameplay. It's a fantastic game. I wish I'd played it sooner.
Me too.
And you can beat it in a day.
You can.
It's not a long game at all. I literally played through the entire game yesterday. It took me like 7 hours.
Yep.
Like it's a good game. You should play it. You should definitely play it.
Absolutely should. Yeah, it'll take you about a day in order to get to the medium ending. And then maybe a couple days more just to get through Sacred Grounds far enough to start fighting Balos.
Yeah. It's rough.
It is a very rough fight.
But hey, kids these days complain that there's too many games these days that are too easy.
Yep.
Well, here you go. Play Cave Story.
Play Cave Story. Please, I'm begging you. Please, like, if you're gonna join our Discord, please don't disappoint me with the I haven't played Cave Story yet, like seemingly everyone.
No, actually, if you're gonna join our Discord, when you first say hello, introduce yourself, you should probably tell us if you played Cave Story.
Please.
Make Lucas sad.
Yep.
Or don't. Or make him very happy because you heard this and you were like, hey, Cave Story is a great game. I played it before.
I've been advocating for playing this game since I think about 2008. So, like, if in my 15 years of advocating for playing this game, someone from this episode plays this game, I can die happy.
Yeah, play Cave Story.
I can also die to Balos several times more as a result. But
but anyway, let's move along now to our next segment. Moving right along to our weekly link to the past.
yeah, that was another game I said you should play.
And this week's link to the past, 20 years old as of the date this episode's going live, which is going to be the 25th of July, 2023, F-Zero GX for the Nintendo GameCube. The last F-Zero game. Nintendo, give us back F-Zero, please. It's been 20 years.
Yeah.
Just give us a new F-Zero.
For real.
Oh, there's rumors and rumblings that there is some form of F-Zero project in development. Whether or not it's a new game or it's like a remaster of F-Zero GX, I don't know. Leaning kind of more toward an F-Zero GX remaster, which I would be fine with. They add online multiplayer to it, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
That would be a great one to test the waters with. And I swear, like, if you're listening to this, if they do release a remaster of F-Zero GX for the Switch, please buy it. Please let Nintendo know we want this.
Incredible. Yeah. Please do that.
Because it's such a fantastic series. Like, F-Zero GX it just hit the peak of what that series was potential was. And it hit it before the modern era with online multiplayer where it could have kicked it to another level entirely.
Yep.
It's such a great series where, like, the speed mechanics, you actually feel like you're going fast. It's one of the fastest racing games I've ever played.
Yes.
By far. Like, it's just incredible how they were able to feel that fast.
Yeah.
And right now, if you want a copy of it for the GameCube, it'll cost you at least $80. And it sucks.
Yeah.
It's too expensive for an old game. Nintendo, just remaster it for the Switch and charge us $60 for it, and it'll be fine.
Just take it.
Just do it. Just give us back F-Zero, please. Nintendo, come on.
Yeah.
Give us back F-Zero.
Yep.
Here's what would be the best timeline is they say we're giving everybody who has baseline Nintendo Online full access to a GameCube library that has Super Mario Sunshine, F-Zero GX, and Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess, and a whole bunch of others.
And Phantasy Star Online episodes 1 and 2 plus.
Yep. Let's keep going with this Christmas land. What else? Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2.
Yep.
Phantasy Star Online would show up on a Dreamcast collection.
Yeah, that's
before
true.
GameCube.
Both of those probably would.
Metroid Prime 1 and 2.
I mean, I honestly think that GameCube for Switch Online is not gonna happen.
I agree.
Probably.
I think at this point they make
I
more
think they're-
money making remakes of them specifically for Switch.
Yeah, I think they're really happy with remastering them right now, as opposed to just offering them online.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Which I prefer because I can buy a remaster physically.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, like Metroid
Most
Prime
time.
remaster was hugely successful.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing Pikmin 1 and 2 now.
Yeah.
I mean, they already did Super Mario Sunshine way back.
Kind of. Yeah.
Like,
that one was dumb. I hated that. You can't buy it anymore.
Yeah, that part sucks. But I mean, it was like on shelves for well after they stopped selling it. So I mean,
True.
You
But I didn't have a
had time
Switch
to
back
buy
then.
it.
I
I'm
didn't
not-
have a Switch back then.
I am absolutely not advocating the practice that they practiced with that, but like it was available for longer than you would think. But now it's really expensive. And yeah, but
kind of like F-Zero.
Yeah.
Nintendo, just give us F-Zero, please.
Yeah.
Please, just do it. Anyway,
Yep.
Let's get out of here. That's the end of episode 31. Lucas, where can they find you outside the podcast?
Find me on Linktree at linktr.ee/Karn_evil_999. It's just like my Twitter handle, which is in my Linktree. Linktree's got all my links. Got my Twitter. It's got the YouTube long play archive for all of the That One Game episodes. Because I do like to make the videos that go along with that, so that if you don't want to play them, then you can just watch them. It's got also, I think.
But you should play Cave Story.
Absolutely play Cave Story. Heck, you can comment on the Cave Story long play that you played through Cave Story. That'd be cool. And also got my Steam in case you want to be bombarded by 3D Mark notifications. Links to the podcast Discord so that you can tell me how much you enjoyed Cave Story on the Discord. Yeah, all sorts of fun stuff.
All right. What about Neal?
You can find me on my Linktree. It is very hard to plug these guys. It's at...
See, that's why I haven't gone to Linktree yet.
That's fair.
Yeah. You can't say linktree.com. You have to say linktr.ee/VMK89, where I have links to my Twitch streaming, my YouTube channel, and my Twitter, as well as a bunch of That One Gaming podcast links, such as our Discord, where you can go tell Lucas about how you played Cave Story. Please, 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 please. This will make his day. And also a link to Colin's channel, because I do most of the video stuff on that channel. Occasionally Colin will create a video, but I'm usually behind the podcast related stuff. So yeah, check that out. I've done a couple of that one games as YouTube videos. Hopefully I'll get BioShock and this one done in a reasonable amount of time. That's my goal. Of course, my battery decided to turn into a pillow right as I was about to do BioShock, but
Hot
yeah,
pockets.
hot pockets. Um, anyway, yeah, that's where you can find me. I stream Minecraft Monday every week at 6:30 or 7. Check that out. Moving on. Thank you for checking those links out. Colin, where can they find you?
If you are watching / listening to this on YouTube, you're already in the right place. That's youtube.com/delicious morsels. I am also on Twitter for as long as Twitter still exists. At Delicious Morsel. And you can also find the music that I record for all of these That One Game episodes on Spotify, Apple, wherever else you get music from. But I've got links to Spotify and Apple down in the description below. Hopefully, these songs will actually release in a timely manner, because I'm still waiting for the Super Mario World ones to go live, and it's just incredibly frustrating, and I don't know why. And I hate it. Anyway, you can follow me on Spotify or Apple Music, so that way when these songs go live, you get notified. I also just released a collection of 10 cover songs of just like regular old songs that I recorded between the years of 2016 and just last year. Some of it's better than others, but the title of the collection was Growth, and the intention behind it was I put them in order of release to kind of track my progression throughout the years in both production and just overall playing the songs. So that's out there. Give it a listen. There's some Metallica, some Linkin Park, some death metal, a little bit of everything on there.
Having heard them come out in real time while Colin was making them, they're great.
Some's better than others, but anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I liked them.
Anyway, if you liked what you heard here today in this episode, please be sure to hit the subscribe button where that's an option. Leave us a positive review on Apple Podcasts, because I hear they like that stuff. Hit the like button if that's a thing, and feel free to share this episode with a friend. We're going to be back in a couple weeks with another episode, but until then, have a wonderful rest of your day, and remember...
Huzzah!
Huzzah!